Largely unexplored and not well understood, our ocean is a powerful, resilient, and mighty resource. On the front line in the fight against climate change, outpacing the growth of the broader economy, creating new companies and jobs, and accelerating growth that is digital, sustainable, and inclusive. Helping communities, both coastal and inland, and all Canadians to build a strong, self-sustaining future. Canada is leading the way as an ocean nation. In a world where there is growing demand for sustainable protein, our ocean helps feed the planet. Where 90% of shipping is marine, our ocean moves the goods we need. As we consider how to power the world, our ocean will help make the transition to green energy possible. And as the environment is pushed to absorb increasing amounts of carbon, our ocean is home to the largest carbon sink. There is a race against time to solve significant ocean challenges, and it's Canadian innovators who are delivering solutions for a better world and a brighter future. This is Canada's time to lead. Indigenous culture tells us that ocean is life, where every second breath we take is from the ocean, sustaining us and providing for us, worthy of respect and consideration, and with an eagle's view for generations to come. Bringing Indigenous knowledge and Western science together, building capabilities, partnerships, and opportunity. Canada's Ocean Supercluster is a pan-Canadian, industry-led network that is changing the way ocean business is done. With hundreds of members from coast to coast to coast, the Ocean Supercluster is built on collaboration across different sectors and regions, delivering transformational projects that not only tackle big challenges, but also create big opportunity. Startups, scale-ups, and established companies are working together with the research community, government, incubators, and regional hubs and investors. Together, they are developing hundreds of new made-in-Canada ocean products, processes, and services that help us access better data, going deeper and further to explore our ocean, monitor movement and health of fish and other species in our waters, transition to greener fuels and electrification of vessels, develop our vast bioresources and sustainable protein alternatives, support increasingly digital defense activity with the newest ocean technologies, and stay connected to offshore industry from anywhere and reduce risk to workers through remote operations. The Ocean Supercluster is building an innovation ecosystem that is robust and diverse to help us fully realize the benefits of Canada's ocean opportunity. Delivering mentorship, skills development, networking, and internships to increase the participation of Indigenous peoples, women, youth, and underrepresented groups in ocean, and making this the best place to start and grow an ocean company. The development of Canada's blue economy is one of the most important opportunities of our time for a better world and a brighter future. As an ocean nation, this is our time.
Good morning. It's always nice to be able to do one of these in person. We haven't had too many of them over the last couple of years, so it's great. Thank you for joining us this morning. Bonjour tout le monde. Mon nom est Kendra McDonald et je suis le PDG responsable pour le Supergraphe océanique du Canada. C'est un plaisir de vous avoir ce matin, nous joindre. So we are in St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador, and we have people participating as well virtually. Because I'm joining you from St. John's, I would like to first respectfully acknowledge the territory in which we gather as the ancestral homelands of the Beothuk and the island of Uktahumguk, as the unceded traditional territory of the Beothuk and the Mi'kmaq. We also recognize Labrador as the traditional ancestral homelands of the Innu of Nitassinan, the Inuit of Nunatsiavut, and the Inuit of Nunatukavut, which seemed more straightforward when I was looking at it in my head, so hopefully. And because we are also joined by people from many different parts of the country, I would like to acknowledge the Indigenous peoples of the lands which we call home. We do this to reaffirm our commitment and responsibility in improving relationships between nations and to improving our own understanding of local Indigenous peoples and their culture. From coast to coast to coast, we acknowledge the ancestral and unceded territory of all the Inuit, Métis, and First Nations people that call this land home. Please take a moment in reflection to acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past and to consider how we can each, in our own way, try to move forward in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. This has been and continues to be an unpredictable year, and not without its challenges. But it has also been a time of resiliency, collaboration, and building momentum in Canada's ocean supercluster. It is projects like we are here today to announce, and the businesses, universities, not-for-profits, investors, and governments who are coming together to make them happen, that are bringing the transformative opportunity we know is possible in Canada's ocean economy. As of today, we have announced 40 projects. Well, by the end of today, we will have announced 40 projects. And with over 60 projects approved, this represents $320 million in project value. Investments from industry and government, generating thousands of jobs and helping build a sustainable future for our communities and our country. But there is more to do as we embark upon a time of economic recovery on the path to net zero. Last month, the MIT on the Blue Technology Barometer was launched. The Ocean Supercluster was the Canadian partner in the development of this global index, which examined advancing technology and innovation, regulation, and commercial solutions from countries around the world that will help support decarbonization and shape the future of the global blue economy. Ranking 10th of 66 countries, the results indicate that Canada is amongst global leaders in ocean. But we've really only begun to scratch the surface in terms of what is possible. The digital, sustainable, and inclusive growth of our ocean economy is one of the most important opportunities of our time, not just in Newfoundland and Labrador or in the country, but for the world. And as our world and our ocean become increasingly digital, our ability to monitor and operate ocean activity from a distance becomes increasingly important. And I would argue an opportunity for us as Canadians and Newfoundland and Labradorians to have a significant competitive advantage. The solutions in remote operations we are here to talk about today are made right here, but designed to help solve challenges shared across ocean industries worldwide, to keep our workers safer, contribute to environmental targets, increase global competitiveness, and create growth. To announce the project funding, I would first like to hand it over to the Honorable Goody Hutchings, our newly minted Minister of Rural and Economic Development, who will provide remarks by video.
Bonjour tous, hello everyone. I'm proud to be the new Minister of Rural Economic Development and honored to be in the Prime Minister's Cabinet. Over the past few weeks, I've had the opportunity to meet and work with many partners, including municipalities, Indigenous communities, and local organizations to further the development of rural regions all across Canada. And as a Newfoundlander and Labradorian, I know the incredible opportunities when you're surrounded by water. That's why I'm so pleased to celebrate more great news from Canada's Ocean Supercluster. The Supercluster was founded on this principle, growing the ocean economy in a digital, sustainable, and inclusive way, enriching the lives of all Canadians. And that is precisely what they're doing. with the 2 projects that are being announced today. First, I'm proud to announce that the Ocean Supercluster will invest more than $94,000 into a collaborative project led by Energy Research and Innovation Newfoundland and Labrador, and they have leveraged over $377,000 from a consortium of project partners including Lloyd's Register, Atlantic Towing, Memorial University, and the National Research Council. This not-for-profit will work with its partners to develop a methodology for complex digital ocean systems. This will help build trust in new technologies and in the end, make it easier for ocean companies to go digital. I'm also proud to announce that Canadian SME Horizon Maritime and its partners will receive almost $1.5 million to develop new connected worker technologies. This investment has leveraged an additional almost $1.5 million from project partners. These technologies will help keep offshore operations running smoothly, workers safe, and allowing companies to remotely monitor equipment, operating conditions, and workers. The offshore energy industry remains an important economic driver for the province and catalyst for innovative developments in both the ocean technology and clean tech sectors. The projects announced here today will bring real benefits to our communities, and the need to have remote capabilities is clearer than ever. Both these projects will help make sure we can keep our ocean industries operating safely, especially during severe weather events. And they're both a testament to the great work that the Ocean Supercluster is doing. My congratulations to Energy Research and Innovation Newfoundland and Labrador, Horizon Maritime, and all their partners. And a special thanks and shout out to my friend Kendra McDonald and the whole Ocean Supercluster team for the incredible work that they do. Because as we build a strong and resilient economy, Canada's ocean industries have an important role to play, and so will Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you. Merci.
Thank you, Minister, for your support and for your remarks. With that, I'd like to introduce our first of 2 Ocean Supercluster projects this morning. The Crisis Intervention and Operability Analysis for Digital Ocean Operations project. This project will build upon Norway's successful Crisis Intervention and Operability Analysis, or CREOP as we call it most frequently, model to establish a Canadian methodology to demonstrate safety and reliability assurance of critical, complex digital ocean systems and support regulatory compliance. Led by Energy Research and Innovation Newfoundland and Labrador and the National Research Council of Canada's Ocean, Coastal, and River Engineering Research Centre, together with partners Lloyd's Register, Atlantic Towing, Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador, and the Foundation for Scientific and Industrial Research at the Norwegian Institute of Technology, this team will identify gaps and opportunities for ocean digitalization, research and development, and innovation. It will set a clear agenda for education and training to build workforce resources and competencies as we transition to more remote and automated operations. With a total project value of $461,000, the Ocean Supercluster will provide $94,000 in funding, with the remaining balance coming from project partners. To speak more about the project, I would like to invite Dave Finn, CEO of Energy Research and Innovation Newfoundland and Labrador, to the podium.
Thank you, Kendra, for that introduction, and thank you remotely, Minister Hutchings, and thank you everybody for being here this morning with us. It is great to see people in the flesh, as it were. I just wanted to say, first of all, a little bit of history about Energy Research and Innovation Newfoundland and Labrador, or ERI&I. A lot of you may know us as Petroleum Research Newfoundland and Labrador, or formerly PRAC, Atlantic Canada. And we've been the leading facilitator of collaborative R&D in the offshore oil and gas space for over 20 years in those various incarnations. One of the key principles of all of our work has always been ensuring safe development of our resources. In fact, I counted yesterday evening we've funded and managed over 40 projects around safety, personal safety, a lot of them in partnership with the NRC over the last 20 years. So it's a significant commitment of ours to, lifeboat safety, survival suits, simulation for training, et cetera. So this is in our DNA, as it were. Canada's ocean industries, including the oil and gas industry, are increasingly pursuing enhanced safety, more efficient and lower carbon operations through the use of digital technologies that will enable remote and autonomous operations. Digitalization and the ability to remotely operate ocean assets lets us do more things from onshore, removing people from the marine environment and all those inherent risks, and also improving the quality of life for workers and opening up opportunities for more diverse workforce to participate in careers that might not have been open to them if they had to travel offshore. It also reduces the amount of people and materials that we need to move offshore and reducing our environmental footprint. So remote operations and automation also means changing the way we work. And industry, the regulators, the public, all need to know, is this safe? We need an objective, universally accepted method to identify, analyze, and mitigate the risks of new operational situations. And although we've got a very robust legislative framework and safety guidance, there is a bit of a gap around the new emerging digital technologies. There's no comprehensive methodology in Canada that addresses the adoption of some of these remote operations and automation technologies. And this gap also slows the adoption of new technology. You can imagine you're an innovator, you've got a new way of doing something, but it needs to go through a full process of demonstrating that it's as safe or safer than the existing way of working. This project aims to fill that gap. Our plan is to develop a methodology to assess the risks associated with remotely controlled and autonomous ocean operations, like the use of onshore control rooms, the use of drones, on the surface and underwater in the offshore, for example. CREOP-DO, which stands for Crisis Intervention and Operability Analysis for Digital Operations, quite a mouthful, will build upon the successful CREOP methodology used in the offshore in Norway. And we'll update and tailor it for the Canadian operating environment and operating scenarios that we want to employ here. In fact, we'll be partnering on this project with SINTEF, who is the Norwegian equivalent to our National Research Council, Canada. I think that's probably a fair analogy though, Dave. Who originally developed and maintained this methodology. It is a living methodology. We're going to Canadianize it. We've assembled a great team for this project, including our members, Atlantic Towing, Lloyd's Register, Memorial University, the Marine Institute, and Dalhousie Universities, and SINTEF. And also, of course, we'd like to thank the Ocean Supercluster for being a funding partner in this project. In case you think I forgot you, Dave, we'd like to particularly thank you guys for your commitment to this project. And we're really pleased that the Ocean, Coastal, and River Engineering Research Centre is going to be the stewards of this methodology in Canada. And I should point out as well, the core investment from the Supercluster and the members within this announcement today is $461,000, but there's a significant amount of associated investment being made by NRC, Memorial University, NSERC, et cetera. So it's really catalyzing a lot of other activity around this core project. So we're quite pleased with the way the project has developed. And it's our goal that this methodology will accelerate the adoption of digital technologies, the safe adoption of digital technologies in our offshore. And I'm going to invite Dr. David Murrin, who's the Director General of NRC's Ocean, Coastal, and River Engineering Research Centre, to say a couple of words. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Bonjour à tous. J'essaie d'être très bref. The NRC is pleased to be part of this project. It's very important, and it's focused on establishing a model for the safe and reliable use of digital ocean systems for Newfoundland and Labrador. As part of the project, we will co-lead the development of a methodology to verify, validate, and improve safe and effective remote operations offshore. And the project will significantly advance knowledge for offshore control modules, use of autonomous systems such as air, subsea drones, as Dave mentioned, autonomous surface ships, mixed human-machine control systems, and cybersecurity risks, providing new insight into research and economic opportunities for Canadians. Most importantly, though, as technology and the way we operate in the offshore continues to evolve, this project focuses on ensuring things are done safely. The work aligns with our focus on intelligent marine assets and human factors research, as well as our efforts to provide guidance on best practices in key technology areas of relevance to Canadians. So the NRC will commit to the continued maintenance, stewardship, and dissemination of the CREOP-DO methodology and all applicable documents beyond the end of this project. So as the designated project manager and steward of the resulting methodologies, the NRC is pleased to work with the Ocean Supercluster, ERINL, and other stakeholders towards generating significant positive impacts on the design and implementation of regulatory practices and technological innovation for safe and sustainable offshore operations. We look forward to the project and to working together to develop a pathway towards a safe, reliable digital offshore in Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you.
Now, see, the advantage of having people in the room is that does deserve a round of applause. Yay. All right. So thank you both. We are very excited to see you introduce this methodology here. I'm having trouble with pronunciation this morning. Here in Atlantic Canada and increasing international partnerships. Our next project is also related to remote and automated operations, and will contribute to digital ocean growth in Canada's ocean economy. I am pleased to introduce the Offshore Connected Worker Project. This project will implement existing connected worker technologies in remote offshore operations, reducing risk and adding value to ocean companies. Led by Horizon Maritime and Allswater Marine, with international partner Ship Reality Inc., and Canadian partners, VMG Strategic Technology, REMOT, Secor, Cognitive Spark, and Conduct. The Connected Worker Project team will use their leading expertise and experience to create a holistic, end-to-end application of digital technology for an offshore installation or vessel. With a total project value of $3.1 million, Canada's Ocean Supercluster will provide $1.3 million in funding to the project. $500,000 of the total value will come from the province of Newfoundland and Labrador's Innovation and Business Investment Corporation, with the balance coming from industry partners. And to tell you more about the Offshore Connected Worker Project, I'd like to welcome Sean Leet, CEO of Horizon Maritime, to the podium.
Thank you, Kendra. We are very excited to be starting our Offshore Connected Worker Project, focusing on solutions that will make our industry more competitive, sustainable, and enhance the health and well-being of our workforce. Thank you, Kendra, and to the Canada Ocean Superclusters team for your guidance and support through this journey, the first part of our journey. We're excited to show you what we can do with this project. We'd also like to thank our provincial government for their support and commitment to our project. They also work tirelessly to get this across the line, and we're very appreciative of their efforts. My colleague, Murray Brown, will now introduce the project in a bit more detail. Murray leads our Innovation and Development Group. Thank you.
No, thank you, Sean, and thank you for the opportunity to be here today and update you on our project. Just a little bit of context and background on the project itself, and then a little bit of update on the project activities that we've been active over the last month or so. The concept we call Remote Marine Management, or RMM, and the concept was a vision of Horizon Maritime and Allswater and providing digital support to the marine industry. So with this, the RMM concept and really represents, I think, the spirit of the Supercluster in terms of the business opportunity, the innovation and technology, as well as the collaboration amongst the project partners. So similar to the Dave's project, the Crisis Intervention and Operability, digital technology in support of the offshore workforce and crew is really the focus. And we can think of it as offshore crew health and wellness and onshore technical support are really the two main areas that we're looking at. So 8 project partners is great. Horizon, Allswater, Remote, VMG, Secor, Cognitive Spark, Conduct, and our international partnership Reality. We've all had the opportunity basically 2 weeks ago to meet for a 2-day workshop. So face-to-face, 7 of us, George with Ship Reality was remote, but fabulous opportunity to meet face-to-face and go through really the project plan. And out of that came 4 projects that we've identified. So 2 use cases, one centered on offshore wellness, of course, and the other one focused on onshore technical support. But the 2 other projects are really on the digital technology and how we develop that to support these applications. So that's very key, and that's really why you need the 8 project partners as such. So, and over the past couple of months, we've also had the opportunity to introduce the project to the vessels, and we talked to the ship's captains, the mates, the engineers as well, and visited, which is a big step because they're going to be the people that hopefully benefit, and hopefully, you know, we apply the technology to help them do their job and improve operability, efficiency. Obviously, some themes related to crisis intervention operability, similar, very similar as well. Certainly, as Sean noted, as project manager, I'm personally very excited to be part of the journey. I look forward to the next 16 months of where the project takes us. We obviously have a lot of challenges and opportunities through this, but no doubt at the end of that, we'll learn a lot. The integration of the 8 companies, the innovation ecosystem, all these things will be fabulous developments and learnings for us all, and maybe get to work with others in the room as well as partnering. So thank you very much. Look forward to the journey, and I'll hand it back to Kendra. Thank you.
Right. So thank you, and congratulations again to the project teams. It was just over 3 years ago that I joined the Ocean Supercluster. And to look back on how far we've come together is something we can all be proud of. Now, with just shy of 450 members, 449 in fact, from coast to coast to coast, we are seeing partners and ocean industries work together that might not otherwise have done so. These collaborations are accelerating the development of solutions that are solving global challenges, building capabilities, and shaping the future of our ocean economy and its workforce. The result, hundreds of new ocean products, processes, and services that we can sell to the world, while also growing a workforce that has the skills, experience, and diversity to support growth in ocean and fully realize the long-lasting benefits of the work we are doing today. The projects we have announced today are an important part of that story. Congratulations again. As we begin to wind down for the holiday season, I want to thank you and everyone who has joined us in person and virtually today. The world is taking note of what is happening in ocean in Canada, and remote operations is one of a number of areas where we can lead the way. One final congratulations to the project teams and your partners. With that, I will say thank you once more and wish you a safe and happy holiday season. Thank you.